Hello, welcome to this very special edition of very special Tuesday edition of my religious life video blog. And guess what? Last Sunday, oh my god, I didn't do my religious life video blog because it's going crazy. I didn't post it on youtube.com/lhmusic1, and so as you guessed it, that's right, my website, lhmusictimeblog.weebly.com. And I have no clue whatsoever about this one, but, my mind is getting somewhere else. LH Music, you need to do something. I know I can do something about this. I know it's Tuesday, so I have a chance to do this. So we're going to decide Easter. That's the final conclusion of this 5-part series about Palm Sunday all the way up to Easter. And as far as we're concerned, I know it can be civilized about this one for any reason about this one, so who knows. But somebody's got to do it. But who cares? Because last couple of Sundays is Palm Sunday. And what about last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday? It's gonna be, Monday, Thursday, you guessed it, Monday, Thursday, so is Good Friday. What about Holy Saturday slash Easter Vigil? Now we're getting part 5, the final conclusion. Oh boy, is already coming. So you just had to trust me about that as well. And it's from John chapter 20, verses 1 through 18 says, "On the first day of the week, while it's still dark, Mary Magdalene came to the tomb and saw that the stone has been rolled away, has been removed from the tomb. So she ran and went to Simon Peter and the other disciples, the one who Jesus loved, and said to them, taken the Lord out of the tomb, and we don't know where they laid him." Then Peter and the other disciples set out and went towards the tomb. Now in verse 4 says the two were running together, but the other disciples outran Peter and reached the tomb first. He bent down and to look, and saw the linen wrappings lying there, but he didn't go in. What about Simon Peter? Yeah, verse 6 says Simon Peter came, follow him, and went into the tomb, and of course he saw the linen wrappings there. You know what I'm talking about. And lying there, and guess what? The cloth that had been on Jesus' head was not lying with the linen wrappings, but it rolled up in a place by itself. Then the other disciple, who reached the tomb first, also went in, and he saw and believed, for they yet didn't understand the scripture, that he must rise from the dead. And then disciples returning their homes. So stop right there. There. So here's my observation for you. If you must believe in the whole scenario, about this. So here's my observation. What if Mary Magdalene and several women are agreed to go to the tomb for the first week, so they have showed their love for Christ in comparing the burial preparations, and Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus has been circumstanced by this, because what they have known was an earthquake and had, been rolled away from the tombstone. And that's why Mary Magdalene and got up to the tomb, and guess what? It's not here. Because she ran to give the good news to Peter and John. Because everybody has believed that, that's right. They have met with Jesus. Because the pronoun we, it is interesting. Because woman just left, and it's significant that believing that the resurrection of Christ is alive. And it's better for the words that the law be burned. And it says the rabbis that then it delivers a woman. Because Mary's faith was not extinguished. It was only eclipsed for the light. It was still there, but it cover it. So Peter and John went to the same spiritual condition about these three. And what about they're moving into the shadows, into the light of them? Well, guess what? Here's my observation for you. When Jesus has appeared on verse 11, but Mary stood weeping outside the tomb. And as she wept, she bent over to look into the tomb, and she saw two angels in white sitting where the body of Jesus has been lying, and one at the head and the other at the feet. And they say to her, "Woman, why are you weeping?" She said to them, "They've taken away my Lord, and I don't know where they laid him." And when she saw this, when she had said this, she turned around and saw Jesus standing there. But she didn't know that it was Jesus. And Jesus said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping?" Well, guess what? For whom are you looking? Supposing him to the gardener, she said to him, Sir, if you have carried away, tell me where you have laid him, and I will take him away." Jesus said to her, "Mary." She turned and said in Hebrew, "Rabboni," which means teacher. Jesus said to her, "Do not hold on to me, because I have not ascended to the Father, but go to my brothers and say to them, I'm ascending to my Father and your behalf, and your Father on your behalf, to my God, to my God and your God." Now, here's the observation for you. Mary went and told the huge announcement to the disciples, "I have seen the Lord." And she told them that he said these things to her. So, that's my observation for you. Because everything, when I recall to this, because lingering in the garden, I recall Proverbs. According to Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 17 says, "I love them that love me, and those that seek me earlier shall find me." So that's why she's already wept bitterly. And that's why she shed into tears, and the sorrowful Christian must be different in their sorrows. No sorrow into the world, because we have been born again unto a living hope by the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead. Quote this from Peter. It says, First Peter chapter 1, verse 3 says, We weep not because our believing loved ones have gone to heaven, but because they have left us. Seriously, they have left us. We missed them. Missed them. So they turn. So they turn back. Why is Mary turning back, as far as we're concerned, and not continuing with her conversations with the two strangers that she didn't she hear a sound behind her, or when the angels stand to be recognized. Nice, the presence of their Lord. Well, perhaps both of these speculations are true, or neither is true. So, here's my observation. Why didn't she recognize the one whom she was so earnestly searching, that Jesus may be deliberate, concealed her, and as she would go, she would do later, when she walked the Emmaus disciples. And you know why? Because Pace be nice to people about Jesus as the second reason that she has announcing, that Mary has announcing to the disciples that Jesus rose from the grave and all that. So, because everything else, historically, faith says Christ lives. The saving faith says Christ lives in me. Well, that's how simple it is. So, the moral of my five-part, well, yeah, I guess my religious life video blog series is this: from waving palm branches to washing the feet to crucified Jesus on a cross, and it rose again in 3 days later. And now everybody knows. Because Christ is risen, Christ will come again, is risen. Because Christ lives, and Christ lives in me. Sounds simple, is it? And that's my religious life video blog story. And I'm sticking to it. We'll be right back with hashtag Omar Choir Only on Facebook Watch.